Hello there, Buffalo. I am very airy Nicole, and this is the Buffalo You Up podcast. So I have a question for you, Buffalo. You up? I don't know about you, dude man.
Well, I'm always up, but I guess I would be like lightly feathered dude man today. I mean, I'm like lightly there. I'm not all the way there yet because I'm just very tired, but that's where I'm feeling right now. I'm lightly dude man. Buffalo, you guys up? But Eric, can you introduce our guest for us?
So today we have a very special guest here who has traveled quite some distance. Used to live in Buffalo, but doesn't right now, and still came all this way just to be on the show. Jason, JP, which name do you prefer we call you for the sake of this podcast?
Whatever you want. We can just go with Jay. Jason.
Mr. J?
Mr. J sounds good. Mrs.
Can I call you Mr. J?
Mr. J it is.
I'll call you Mr. J then.
This here is Ida. We have little E here
Our
with me.
extra special guest.
Little E. Say hello, little E.
Hello.
So the way that we usually open this up is we have the guests introduce themselves, but since we have two guests, I would like, you'd introduce yourself and her introduce yourself. So give us your titles. Like how would you, professions, like, I know writer, so what, like, keep it going. So
I'm Jason. For me, I do kind of wear a lot of hats. It's all one art form. From I started as a sommelier. I didn't have as much creativity telling someone else's story because we know all vineyards have stories. Pairing wine with food is kind of a talent, and it tells a story, but it wasn't my own story because I was using someone else's product to tell the story. So I became a chef. I am now the executive chef at the Penn Hills Club. It's a great private golf country club atmosphere. It gives me the freedom to audition full time, which is the whole point of chasing this dream, is to finally have a break where I'm able to just focus on acting. So January, February, and March. This job is so rad because I don't have to be there. I can actually focus strictly on acting. Recently, we wrote a film. Directed. Someone kind of threw out a little challenge. I called my friend Cecil out in L.A., driving home one night from Ellicottville. I'm like, Cease, I got something, man. She's like, what is it? I'm like, get your freaking notepad out because we're about to go. And next thing you know, 7 hours later, Malign was sitting right in front of me. It was about 4 in the morning when we got off the phone. And we started the casting process immediately. But it's all one art, man. It's all from photography to acting to plating to cooking to just to being, it's funny because my sister Connie and I just had this conversation. We're born a day apart. I went to school where you go to school.
You were born a day apart from your sister?
Yeah, she's 10 years apart.
10 years in a day.
Yes.
Okay, I thought
but
maybe you were like twins.
I have a degree in psychology. She was the artist. Talented drawing. And we kind of switched spots. She now works in a school district doing psychology, and I now do all the art stuff. So it's kind of, right.
So we like to start off every show by answering some fan mail. We get questions sent in to us via Facebook and Instagram. We haven't yet figured out the Twitter, but we don't really think that's necessary at this time. So as a quick call to our listeners out there, if you have any questions that you would like us to ask our guests for you, send them in via Facebook at the Buffalo You Up podcast or via Instagram at Buffalo You Up, and your question just might get asked on the air.
So I have the first question for you. I'm going to call you JP for the sake of this interview. I know you said you're fine with either way. So I know you talked about Malign. This question could be for either one of you, but whoever feels the most, whoever wants to answer it, it's out there. So this is the way that Ari describes it. She says it's really scary and creepy. So what was your inspiration?
I went to school for psychology, and there's some things that happen to someone over their lifetime that sometimes you may not be comfortable talking about, or you may feel like you don't belong because this happened to you. The idea was to showcase a film and let people know that these things do exist out there. They're not all good things that happen to people. But with that being said, I want to show that life is ugly. But you are not alone in your struggles. I want to show somebody who suffered a traumatic bring it to say. I'm trying to go and describe this without giving anything away. We shot it in one day, but I wanted to leave it very ambiguous. So, because not everybody goes on the same journey. Not everyone starts and finishes the same race. Not everybody has the same things that happen. But I wanted to make you, one, make this very, very memorable, and two, make you say, what the heck did I just see? And then I want you to think about it. So I wanted it to be so ambiguous that the viewer could take from it and create their own story. And a lot of the things I got from it were like, can we see more? Or what are you going to do with it? I'm like, I'm not going to do anything. I want you to do it. You tell me what you felt from it. So if I make you want more, or if I make you feel something in 6 minutes, then Malign did its job, and there's no ifs or buts about it.
So I have a question here. Now, this one comes from Megan E. via Facebook. And Megan writes, "Hey JP, I'm really excited to check out your film Malign, as I heard Ari talking about it live on her feed." Oh, I think I know who this is. So with Malign, you do have a lot of dark, deep elements in the film. How would you describe this film genre-wise? What genre do you think it would fit in, as we are looking to consider more films in our film festival coming up, and we would like to know if yours fits the genre?
I'm going to let you to take the first approach, because we're all going to see this differently, and this will be a great way to keep it very ambiguous. So go ahead, Ida. What do you think?
I'm pretty sure genre is like a type of what it is, like nonfiction fiction, right? So I'm going
Like a horror or a drama or a
I would
comedy?
say drama and horror, because drama, when I can't really say, but and part of it, my mom, it goes crazy and all that. So, and then the horror is really like scary and
Suspenseful.
She's not giving too much away. Everyone can see this movie on Amazon Prime, correct? So hop on Amazon Prime and check out Malign, and you'll understand exactly what we're talking about.
So for me, I think it can fit a multitude of categories. Ida hit it on the head. Horror for sure. Suspense. It can be a thriller. It depends how you look at a mystery. I really truly believe that this could fit a mystery category. As far as a short film, yes, you only see 6 minutes of this for a reason, but the ambiguity, that's not even a word. Ambiguous. What would be the opposite of ambiguous? And to say it's...
You're looking to say ambiguity?
Thank you. It's been a long day.
Yes, it has.
What she said.
You had a long drive.
Speaking of Malign, when I did Malign, it was kind of like weird, because what is really funny is that when I did Malign, it took a whole entire day, but it was only a 6-minute video, which was really crazy, because it's so long to just make a 6-minute film.
A lot of time and effort and a lot of talent goes into that, and you did a really good job acting in that.
Thank you. It was kind of scary for me, because you fall into a pond and you don't know what is in the pond that you're falling into. When I fell in, there was a bunch of seaweed and my feet were getting stuck in it. I'm like, oh my God, what's going to happen? What am I going to do?
We have to take a word from our sponsor, and we'll be right back. And we are back here with JP. JP, how are y'all doing today, buddy?
We're doing great, man. Had to put the sunglasses on and match you a little bit here.
I'm bringing the energy down to this Buffalo area. Ari, what is the next segment for this show?
So we call this segment Where to Find Me, and it's where we give our guests a good chunk of time to plug anything they've got going on, whether it be a film that we can watch online or in a theater. If you've got anything live coming up, let us know where we can find you. Tell us all the links.
Malign's on its way. We've won 2 awards. We're looking at 7 more in the LA International Film Festival as we speak. Lightning Bug's Lights is ready and rolling. Couldn't ask for it. It's been an 8-year journey, a long journey, a grateful journey. I've got to share a lot of these moments with my daughter, so we've had a lot of bonding moments. We actually dropped from a crane the other day at Six Flags, which was totally awesome. It was so rad. It's one of the best experiences ever in my life, honestly, just to talk up the bonding experience to know. And then we got Ida up there asking, like, Daddy, are we going to die? I said, Ida, don't say that.
I have vertigo. Sorry to interrupt, but I have vertigo, and that's just from like bunk beds. Like I had to like call in my like custodial like assistants and be like, "Hey, I can't bunk bed. I need to like be on the floor. Can you fix my bed for me, please?" So 180 feet, dude, I would faint.
Another film I did in Texas about the Vietnam War, and I mean these guys, like you got the real helicopter on set, man. I mean it was a really cool set, and once again, you know, I built this network down there in Texas that they're always now it's to the point like, oh Jason, you know, we got something for you, but I still audition. You know, they send to make sure I can get it. Like right now, this next part I can probably give a little out is I read the whole screenplay. I'm like, I gotta get it, man. Like there's no answer what about it. Like and I went to my job at Penn Hills and I said, hey, listen, they may be able to move this around so I can keep my job and do this, but this is something that I'm so ready for to see if I can carry a full movie. That just tells you if you're talented or not, like in the story. If I can't carry this movie, then I've wasted a lot of time of my life trying to build up to this moment. But I feel like I can carry this movie.
So you're talking about an upcoming audition for a feature film.
It's done.
Oh, so you've done the audition.
I got it. So I leave to go to Texas.
Oh, you've been cast. Okay.
But no, it's been humbling, man. It's been, I think to a lot of actors out there, like just from I know we all have a different journey, but when I was in LA, I was always worried about what I look like on camera. Is this part looking at me? I have a lot of moles. I mean, dude, there's a big mole. It looks like the moon. Like once I stopped worrying about what I truly look like and just worried about putting on a performance that someone else felt besides myself, like it just started exploding. And it just recently happened for me. It took a long time to not have me or some part of me in a character. And you know that from breaking down stuff, you know, and finally, that's how I know I'm ready. Like I know, I feel it. There's no other way to just like to even put into words. Like I just know. By next year, I will book a TV series. Like that's where I'm going with this. Like that's why we're going to Atlanta. The strategic plan is let's not go to LA this time. My agent said let's not go back to New York. Even though the funny part is when I lived in New York, because she was so young, I worked 7 days a week so her mom could be a stay-at-home mom. I gave up acting for 5 to 6 years. And now that she's closer at home, my mom's a nanny, her mom's around, and we co-parent, and life is a lot better for everybody. I said, man, let me go one more time at this. I'm going to go hard, and I'm going to give everything I have. And ever since that, like I said, something happened in May. It's like the ball of energy finally gave me the power. And the whole shift happened, and you can feel it inside. You can feel it around you. You can feel it when you wake up. You know, just something happened, that shift. And I just say when you get that feeling, dude, you got to ride it, and you ride it till the wave just drops.
So thank you for being patient with me, and thank you for being on our podcast. We do have one segment left, so thank you again, JP and Ida, for being with us on the Buffalo Yo podcast. Good morning, Buffalo. We're hanging out here today with JP Edwards. JP, hello.
Hey, how we doing?
So, Ari, what is the last segment for this show?
So we'd like to wrap up the show each episode with our guests' final thoughts on what they think about being on the Buffalo You Up podcast, any last-minute plugs that you'd like to mention, and just overall your experience. We'd like to hear from you what you think.
Right on. It's been great. There's some people I failed to mention. I got a little brain fog happening today, but like I said, you heard me talk a lot about journeys and embracing the journey of every day, and I just want to rattle some people off, man, that have helped me on this journey or who I've come in contact with. You know, Thomas Dickens, a great guy I know, works out at Sony, does a lot of special effects. Drew Pizzo, Thomas Smith, Ronnie down in Texas as a casting director. She's a very, very great source. For me, when these self-audition tapes came out, I was like, what happened to going in and seeing casting directors? But it's the same thing. So I remember when I auditioned for Vindication with her. She basically held my hand, man. She took the time out to literally help me understand the self-tape audition, and ever since then, things have been great. So thank you, Ronnie. Who else am I missing here? Adam Block, man. Adam Road Block, the Block man. I mean, that dude and I, we always talk about it. We always laugh. We don't always see eye to eye, man, on everything, but we can agree to disagree, or vice versa. And he's an amazing person. He's very thoughtful. I mean, he has helped me on Malign. Dude, we sat in his man cave, man, in his edit studio for Malign for. I would drive up here. We'd sit for 12, 13 hours. I would drive home, come back the next day, do it again, until we perfected Malign, man. So it's something that I know he's proud of, and I'm very proud of. I'm also very proud to call him a good friend.
He helped us upgrade our mics.
Yeah. All thank you to Adam. So Adam, if you're listening to this, man, I am sorry that I had you help us for an hour before and I had texted you about this, but dude, thank you honestly for all that you've done for this podcast, man. All these hookups, man. Thank you so much for giving me the advice.
We now have upgraded equipment thanks to Adam Block.
So thank you.
But you had some more plugs, I hear.
Man.
Yeah, man. We got Aaron Dunbar down there outside of Pittsburgh. He did A Wish for Giants. He also helped me look over my book at one stage on some edits. I got Kelly Swartz out in Vegas, who's giving me opportunities to audition for some of his bigger projects. Abigail will be coming out very soon. He's doing some great things out there out in Las Vegas at the Film Factory. We got Jared down there with Vindication, man. He crushed it on that show. It's moving, it's powerful, it's that wow factor. It was an honor to be able to audition for that show, even though I didn't get it. It's still a building block and helping me move forward. I got another friend, Jeremy, out there in Vegas, along with Kelly. He just won a big award, man. Him and I did a couple short films together growing up. Christopher Dolphin, another guy. So my whole point is that it's about the building blocks, man, and everybody at a different time is going to peak and valley, and it's really about the connections that you make. Like, don't go after somebody because you think you can get something. Like, go after them because you full-heartedly want to be there to support them or support their journey. And that's, I'm a big supporter. You'll see me all the time, man. Even on Facebook, I got a lot of friends, and I got some people that I really don't know I just came in contact with. But it's a simple thing. If it's their birthday, I literally take every minute of my day to text somebody happy birthday just to show them that you are a person. And it is about building connections, but build those connections for the right reason. Don't build those connections because you think you can one-up or you think that they're going to get you to the next step in your career, because in all honesty, man, like, nobody wants to be used, but in that kind of way, in that tense. I mean, use resources when you have them at your disposal, but show gratitude and be humble and you know, experience that part of the journey. I believe I covered I'm pretty sure I got everybody in there. And there's just some good things, man. Like, just show appreciation for the arts, man. Like, no matter what it is, whether it's cooking, whether it's laughing, whether it's, dude, going to a play or reading a book, or, you know, like I said, man, you never know. It's the technology today is so crazy because you don't know who the next person's gonna be. You don't know when the time's gonna be. But when it is time, no matter if the role's big or small, man, just go at it and be the best you can be.
So until next time, I've been Dude Man.
And I am very airy Nicole.
And we just have one question for you, Buffalo.
You up?
Come on, son. Just right, eat a Edwards.